Good morning, good evening, and possibly good night. This is what? Oh. What? Huh. I wonder what's going on with my rebridger. What? Huh. Well, I guess my facial tracking is gonna look a little weird today. That's frustrating. But, nothing we can't deal with in time. How is everyone this? I believe it is the Super Bowl Sunday. How is everyone on Super Bowl Sunday? Are you watching the Super Bowl? There we are. I personally, obviously, I'm not. I'm here. Hello. And in case this is your first time here, my name is Grimoire Index. You can call me Grim. I am a librarian vampire VTuber. And today we are going to be reading some SCPs. Unfortunately, I started on an ad break. So, for those of us who are in the Twitch audience, if you want to kind of skip over it, you can come join the YouTube audience for a little bit. And then come right back. I promise you will not miss a thing. I really need to figure out how to disable those pre-roll ad things. I need to fix that. I keep forgetting to. I think it's a feature at this point. Oh boy. But, as always, it is a pleasure to be here with you. Some housekeeping. I'm sorry I was not around on Friday. I had we were having pretty bad storms. We're having pretty bad snowstorms, so we had to ixnay on the stream a little bit, slow down a bit because I didn't want to take power from the household. I didn't think that was fair. Oh, it's 2.5 minutes. Okay, I can talk for 2.5 minutes then. And it was a rather, I don't know. I had a lot planned last Friday, so I guess you'll get it this Friday then. um there was also that video that I had planned, but that didn't work out either because again, I needed to conserve power. Regardless of such, I'm happy to be here with you guys today. And yeah. Um as far as anything else, um oh, uh duh. My love-a-thon is this year. It's for the remainder of the year. Um, I also may, just may a little bit have some collaborations that I'm working on. Please stay tuned for that. As far as the Love-a-thon rewards go, I think I think they'll I think that we'll hit maybe one or two of them soon. At least I hope so anyway. But now that I have a new partner, it'll be even easier to get stuff to you guys now. That's a hint. I also think that in this next video, if you're here early, maybe, I might be hiding something in this next ASMR video. So please look forward to it, okay? What else? You, I saw how much love, the healer video got, and I was very, very happy. So thank you for that. Welcome back from the ads. Alrighty. So today we are obviously going to be talking about SCPs involving phones. That's right. That little device that you may be using to watch me right now may be an SCP. Horrifying, right? Or maybe it's not horrifying. Maybe that's your thing. Oh, either way, we are going to be starting with SCP 2190 or 2190. SCP 2190. Object Class Euclid. Let me go ahead and make this full screen. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation agents embedded in regional cell phone manufacturers and distributors are to ensure that all phones sold within SCP-2190's active area include modified SIM cards designed to automatically filter calls from SCP-2190. Undercover field agents living near POI 2190-2's place of residence are trusted to monitor and ensure the well-being of, it's person of interest. A person of interest, 2190-2, and her family, as well as dissuade members of the community from believing that person of interest-3 is anything other than a loving husband. Just a moment. I need to be able to see what you guys are saying. You guys may be being naughty on the other side, so I can't see it. Alrighty. That person of interest 1290-3 is anything other than a loving husband. Description: SCP-1290 is a telephonic entity that manifests in communication systems within the country of the Philippines. Records of previous manifestations have been shown that SCP-1290 possesses the personality, vocal quality, and financial resources of a deceased Filipino woman designated person of interest 2190-1. SCP-2190 is capable of calling any mobile phone within a 100-kilometer radius of the home, which person of interest 1290-2 currently resides. The first SCP-1290 phone call took place February 5th, 2007, 3 days after person of interest 2190-1 passed away at the age of 78 due to heart failure. One moment. What did you say? Oh no, you guys can't hear the background track. Oh, that's a shame. Well, let me fix that for you. Not a problem. Well, that's not good. I'm sorry for being a little quiet. I'm trying to find the my audio capture beta. Can you hear it now? It should be a little loud, actually. Alrighty. The first SCP-2190 phone call took place February 5th, 2007, 3 days after person of interest 2190-1 passed away at the age of 78 due to heart failure. SCP-2190 has completed irrevocable control over person of interest 2190-1 savings and liquid assets. This encompasses the full breadth of resources possessed by person of interest 2190-1 prior to her death. As person of interest 2190-1 retained complete ownership of these resources even after being declared legally deceased. Suspect's anomalous bureaucratic influence is being investigated. Any attempts to prevent or limit SCP-2190's access to its financial resources have been consistently met with failure. Any attempt to close, transfer ownership, or edit the balance of person of interest 2190-1's account via computerized systems will result in a system error, and any alterations to physical documents pertaining to SCP-2190's wealth will anonymously revert to the following day. Additionally, individuals employed at financial institutions will immediately forget any instructions to alter or deny transactions from person of interest 2190-1's bank account. Every 2 to 3 weeks, SCP-2190 places a phone call to an individual of its choosing. Records indicate that SCP-2190 makes its selections based on the following criteria. The recipient must reside in a close proximity to person of interest 2190-2's place of living. The recipient must possess a reasonable level of physical fitness and intelligence. Three, the recipient must have an urge urgent need to require a large sum of money. SCP 2190 introduces itself during these calls as the mother of designated person of interest 2190-2, the daughter of person of interest 2190-1. SCP-2190 will go on to claim that, I guess we can just go with -2, that -2 is trapped in an abusive relationship with her husband, Albert -3, and will beg for the recipient to call for help, ending the relationship between the two. A $5,000 or $2,400 and $850. I'm not sure what that currency is. I'm currently blanking on that currency. Like, what currency is this? Give me 1 second. I want to figure out what currency this is. This is the Philippine peso. They use pesos over there? They use pesos? That's cool. I didn't realize that. That's kind of interesting. Why did they use pesos? Anyway, reward is offered for the successful termination of the marriage, with a 10% delivered up front. If the recipient agrees, SCP-2190 will provide them with -2's present location, as well as the locations of -3 and their son Philip, -4. If the individual receiving the car agrees to the terms, they'll receive $500 via wire transfer 2 to 3 days later. SCP-2190 was discovered in 2008 during a police investigation into the kidnapping of -4. The abductors had sent -2 a ransom note, demanding that she immediately annul her marriage, change her name, and return home to her mother. -2 chose to ignore the demands and enlisted the help of local law enforcement, who successfully located the boy and apprehended his captors. Field agents embedded within the Philippine judiciary brought SCP-2190 to Foundation's attention when -2's mother, whom the kidnappers named as an accomplice, whom -2 testifies to be frequently communicating with, was found to have been deceased for several years. After SCP-2190 was confirmed to be anomalous in nature, -2's family was placed in Foundation custody. They had been originally planned to remain as a permanent on-site residence. However, their presence on Site 92 caused SCP-2190 to begin placing calls on confidential Foundation communication networks. As this constituted an unacceptable security breach, the family was administered amnestics and allowed to reintegrate into society. Extensive observation of -2's family life over the subsequent years has shown no evidence of abusive tendencies on the part of -3. Oh. The mom is a hater. The mom's a hater. She's a hater. The mom is a hater. What? The mom is a hater. Wow, that's crazy. Imagine hating your... Does she just hate her daughter and want nothing happy for her? Oh boy. This looks like there's a document here. The following is an excerpt from an interview from -2, conducted during her brief time at Site 92. Let's go ahead and display this document. My mother and father were from here. In the Philippines, she left him for an American so that she could get a visa and go to the U.S. I was left with my father. She never tried to contact me until I was 19. She called me on the phone, and I was so surprised because I thought she did not know me or care for me. She told me she'd found a husband for me in America, and she was sending him to me so that we could be married. I told her no, I already have a boyfriend here. And she asked me if he was American, and I told her no. Then she says I have to marry an American so I could come to the States. She says it's much better over here. I told her I love my boyfriend. So she calls me names and names. She says that I'm so stupid, and she tells me I have to marry an American. She tells me after all this time she still loves me and wants me to be at her house in America with her. Can you imagine after 19 years she doesn't talk to me? Even still, she is my mother, and I was happy to know that she loved me too. So I told her that I will not leave Albert because I love him very much, but I will try to get a visa to go to you. She told me that it's okay, as long as I come there to be with her. She calls me every week asking me a question about Albert. She asked if he is a Catholic, and I lie to her. Yes, because I'm afraid she will hate him if she knows that he is a Christian. Wait. Hold on. Like, is there? I mean, all the same, I can't enter the building, so all the same, I can't enter the building either way. There's a footnote here. Christian in this context being of a person of Protestant faith. Oh, okay. By the more common definition of Christians, a person who professes a belief in Jesus Christ or follows the teachings of their soul, belongs to the Catholic Church, would be also considered Christian themselves. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad the footnote cleared that up, because I was just like, I feel like I can't enter both of those churches. So 2 days later, I get a call, and my mother is screaming at me all of these things. She tells me I need to leave Albert because he is a Protestant. We're just going to go with Protestant instead of just Christian. I tell her no. I love Albert. I love that Albert is a Christian. I'm Christian too. She is very upset, and she said that she would pray for my soul, not to go to hell. Oh yeah, her mom's a Catholic. Her mom's a Catholic. Whoo! She said that she would pray that Albert would leave me so I would stop being a Christian and be saved. I asked how she found out that Albert was Christian. She told me she called her family here in the Philippines and asked them to check and find out. She didn't call me so much after that. When she talked, she would always tell me how much she loved me and wanted me to live with her in her big house in the U.S. And every time she called, she would ask me if I left Albert yet, or if he left me. Several times, Albert would come home from work and get attacked by people, telling him he was going to hell. They hit him until he was on the ground, and the women would even scratch him with their nails. I think maybe it was my mother's family or friends, but when I asked her, she said she didn't know anything about that. Eventually, my mother tells me that she'll pay for my trip to the U.S., and she will let me stay with her. She said that she is very rich and does not have to work, and I would not have to work if I went to live with her. This is 1995. Alfred and I were already married, and Philip was just born. We did not have much money, so I got a work visa and decided to go to the States to get a job and send money home to family. I asked my mother if I could stay with her, and she told me she was okay. When I got to the States, there was a big long car right there. There was a limousine waiting for me at the airport. My mother's house was very big when I arrived. She gave me many gifts and told me she loved me. She said the house was too big for just her and her husband, and she wanted real children to be with her. She also told me she wanted Philip to live there too. My mother didn't want me to get a job, but I did anyway because I needed to send the money to Albert. A few weeks later, my mom came to my room with a very expensive dress. She said that she would take me to a party at her friend's house. The dress was very nice, and I'd been working very hard, so I agreed. When I got inside the car, she drove us to some kind of nightclub. I asked her, "Why are we here? You said we were going to your friend's house." And she laughed and told me it was a surprise. She wanted to give me a good time, and we were already there, so I went inside. My mother kept telling me to drink, giving me more and more drinks. I did not drink them, but I pretended to. When I was late, my mother brought me to a man named Randall. She said that he was rich and wanted to sleep with me, and he could even marry me and get me a permanent visa. I asked my mother, "Is this why you took me to the States? So you can get me drunk, so I could sleep with an American? Don't you know that I'm already married to Albert?" And she told me to forget about Albert, and that I need to marry an American. Imagine, even though I already have a husband and son. I made my mother take us home. She was very mad, but she did it anyway. Afterwards, she was always bringing men to the house. She told me again and again that I need to get married to an American man while I'm still beautiful and 26. One night, I told her, "Mom, please stop. I love Albert very much. Not because of money, but because I love him so much and we're happy together." I told her, "I will never leave him." Even though I thought it was cruel, I said, "I will not abandon my child and my husband like you did. You left us for money and toys and parties, and you've never cared about me for 19 years until you realized you wanted me. You don't love me. You only want me like a doll, a dress or a doll. You only love yourself." She got so angry then. It was like a demon inside of her. She was screaming and screaming and throwing things everywhere. Finally, her husband had come to take her away to their room. He told her that I was an adult and that I should marry who I want. So my mother promised to stop bringing men to the house. But I think it was only to make her husband happy. I told him I wanted to go home. So he bought me a ticket and I left the next day. When I was back in the Philippines, I did not hear from my mother again. I think until 2002. She said her husband had died and she was very lonely. She wanted me to come back to the US and bring Philip, but Albert would have to stay behind. I told her no, but she kept calling and calling. I stopped answering her. Then there started to be rumors that Albert was hitting on me. Even at church, people were starting to, they say they heard the rumors. I knew it was my mother again. I told Albert, maybe she'll think she'll leave me if she makes rumors. He told me that it was okay, and that he would never leave me. Ever since we met, we've always loved each other so much, and we were always happy together, even when we had no money, even now that we are here in this place. My mother never stopped calling me, never stopped making rumors. My husband would get attacked several times. He was arrested, and I'd have to explain to the police what was happening. One time, a man punched me in the face and apologized, and someone told me that someone had given him a lot of money to punch me. Then another man hit me, and after that I was always being attacked. Some people thought it was Albert. We moved many times, but everywhere we went, it happened. Several times Albert said that he would leave if I wanted him to. He did not want me to be hurt anymore, and he didn't want Philip to grow up being told that his father was a wife-beater. I told him as long as he wanted me to be with him, I would never ask him to leave. He was the only thing that made my life happy after my mother caused me to suffer so much. Albert and Philip and I had suffered so much because of my mother. Every night I prayed to God, "Please, Lord, let her die so that she could no longer make my family suffer." And I also prayed for forgiveness because she still was my mother, and I knew I should love her. And I still do love her, even now. I cannot love what she does to my family, but she is still my mother, and I hate the things she does, but I still love. The last time I talked to her on the phone, I said, I still love you, even though I still love Albert. My love for you is not less because I also love him. She cried, and she told me she's lonely in her big house. She says her house is always getting bigger and bigger, and it would not stop. She told me that sometimes she gets lost in her big house, and it's full of toys and dresses for her children and her grandchildren, and she is all alone, and she can't get out. I don't know if she'll ever stop making our family suffer, but I do not feel angry at her anymore. I know that as much as she is hurting us, she is hurting even more, and that is because of the things she did when she was alive. I pray for her soul every day. Even if she could no longer make phone calls, and we were happy here, I would still pray for her to be at peace, because she is my mother. Addendum. The following is a statement from SCP 2190's supervising researcher, Dr. Jethro Bosnera, regarding SCP-2190's containment procedures. Over the past few years, a number of colleagues have approached me with concerns about SCP-2190's containment. Essentially, the question the people seem to have is, why are we spending so much money and manpower on the current containment procedures when the anomaly could be rendered inert by separating Person of Interest -1 and Person of Interest -3? Rest assured that alternative containment procedures were proposed and considered. Let me go ahead and hover over this. This is a completely different article. We will come back to that. Great ideas that are totally useless. Oh my goodness. The containment procedures that are currently in place were particularly selected and approved by the O5 Council for the following reasons. First, intentionally separating -2 and -3 would constitute the attempted neutralization of anomalous phenomenon. Neutralization attempts are only to be carried out if the anomaly in question poses a significant risk to normalcy and humanity at large. SCP-2190 does not meet this requirement. We are not the Coalition. We contain, not destroy. It's an age-old mantra that I'm sure you're tired of reading, but is still very applicable to this situation. Secondly, the present set of containment procedures are not nearly as extravagant as detractors have suggested. It's standard practice to have undercover field agents in large population centers, and Balgo is no exception. So we're not losing any extra manpower. The modified SIM cards are paid for by the sales of the phone themselves, therefore cost us nothing. There is also a third reason, which is quite simply sentiment. It is no secret that suicide rates are high among Foundation personnel. A fact is generally attributed to the difficult decisions we have to make and the actions we have to perform for the greater good. SCP-2190 is something of victory, a rare case in which containing an SCP means allowing a family who has endured a living hell to finally live happily ever after. The value of morale boosts provided by these feel-good stories cannot be overstated. If you have any other questions or concerns regarding SCP-2190, please feel free to call me at any time during regular business hours. Dr. Jethro Bolsonaro. Okay. Oh. Sorry, I had to tickle my nose a little bit, I guess. What did you think about that? Wow. Mom is a whole hater. Like, wow. How are you hating from the grave? She got married. She had a kid. She's married, has a child. She doesn't need to marry an American. Why? That was whew. So instead of supporting your daughter's choices, I mean, she wanted to see the grandkid at least. Like, if you were really about it. My house is getting bigger. Yeah, it's because you're a ghost. Like, if she was really about it, what she should have done was she should have just left a sizable portion of her funds for her grandson. And like what she should have done is she should have left a sizable portion of money for her grandson to go to school in America. Like, if she was really about it. If she was really about it, that is what she should have done. Because then, the grandson would have come to America, would have had the beautiful mansion to himself, and, would have been nationalized. If that's what her goal was, to nationalize someone in her family, she should have definitely had the grandson. Like, why? Like, your daughter at that point is a lost cause. Alright. If you all will forgive me, I am going to grab a small plate of food, and because I haven't eaten all day, I know, the Grimm special, she hasn't eaten all day. The Grimm special. Water? What's that? Blood? Huh? I don't know her. Blood? Nah. I prefer air. Oh, do y'all remember? You didn't eat before stream? No, I'm sorry. I just didn't. It didn't occur to me. I was just gonna have tea. I didn't even have the tea, by the way. The tea packets. I was gonna have some honey ginger tea. Listen. I'm gonna come over and make you a sandwich at this rate. Yeah, bet. 12 hours later. Wait, excuse me. 16 hours later, you'll show up at my door. 16 hours later, and, I'll feel bad, so I won't eat for the next 16 hours. Oh my goodness, no! But yeah, let me get something to chew on. Let me see what I can find for us. Give me, ooh. Let me do this on another screen, since I have more than one screen. I don't know if I feel like leaving you guys with that type of content. So I'll just be right back. I will, oh, there's an ad break. Perfect. I will be back after the ad break. So be good and try not to kill each other. Please. I'm watching you. I have returned. Crowford did what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Crowford would definitely do that. You have to be very careful with Crowford. He will definitely use your human body parts for various, well, levels of decorating. How is everyone? I hope you're doing okay. And oh, treating each other well. Excuse me. Right now I am you can see YouTube. Right now I am eating, so What? What do you mean, what? Oh, yes. You can't, yeah. Vampirism is, one thing. But, if you notice, I'm also eating solid food. While I'm in the confines of the library, those things don't apply to me. Rumor, a little bit of rumor time. I heard that the, halftime show wasn't very long. I heard it was only 20 minutes. Oh boy. I like that. We love an all-American hero. Hmm. Hmm. I wish I was more into football. I also wish there was like something I could put on for you guys. Mm. Clearly take of the TF2 approach and put a hat or 5. Many, many hats. Honestly, I was like briefly looking over it. I loved all the hats. It was pretty nice. That's one thing that could save lives. Just put on another hat. Let's read, if it will let me, this one. Excuse me. If there's a hat, if the hat is a helmet, the life saved might be your own. Huh. I like that. SCP-145. Item number SCP-145. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures. SCP-145 is to remain inside its room at all times in a 0.5 meter by 0.5 meter by 0.5 meter plexiglass container, unless being studied. The room is to be thoroughly soundproofed and securely locked when studies of SCP-145 are not in progress. Under no circumstances shall any person come into physical contact with SCP-145 without being accompanied and constantly observed by one or more other personnel unless conducting testing with proper authorization. Any personnel showing signs of intense psychological trauma must be immediately escorted out of the containment area. Depending on the level of trauma of affected personnel, they may be required to submit consultation with an approved psychiatrist for no less than 2 weeks. SCP-145 appears to be a standard issue 2002 model of a cordless telephone handset of an Alcatel, I think it's Alcatel brand of its standard issue charging base. The charging base appears to be defaced. All jack inputs are sealed with resin glue, and the power input to the device has been gouged out with an unknown sharp tool. Serial number and production date are unavailable, as all labels and stickers have been ripped off or defaced. The phone rings, whether it's on its base or not, regardless of the lack of its power source. Tests have shown that the battery is removable, and assembly of the base has not shown any effect of the hand unit. The hand unit itself has had all the seams sealed, preventing conventional disassembly. When answered, a female voice speaks on the phone that shows high level of stress. This voice varies from conversation to conversation, but in all cases the voice expresses extreme panic and proceeds to plead with the listener for assistance, as she describes instances of torture conducted on unknown victims. In the background, the listener will hear sounds of violence, expressions of pain and anguish. Audio analysis has so far indicated that at least individual voices over desperate calls. The methods of torture implied thus far, judging from the phrases and reactions of those speaking at the time of contact, have included branding, electrocution, laceration, sexual assault. Data has been expunged, and dismemberment. The caller appears to be non-automated and entirely sentient. Attempts to trace the call or track down the location of the tortured callers have provided unsuccessful thus far. Attempts to block the signal of the phone with the use of a Faraday cage have also been unsuccessful. Research is conducted in teams of at least 3, 1 D-class staff, 145 audio technician, and 1 Class 3 security staff, with only D-class staff permitted to have direct auditory contact with SCP-145's transmissions. Testing has shown that in 100% of cases, a subject answering SCP-145 without live supervision will vanish without any indication of transportation methods. Video recording devices do not show the method of transport. The subject will be present in one frame and absent in the next. In the case of disappearance, the phone will simply fall to the floor. The phone does not appear to have sustained damage from any of these falls thus far. Subsequent communication with the objects has revealed that the vanished subjects go join the group of torture victims. Oh. Well, crap. Testing log. Testing procedures. All tests will be conducted with D-class personnel. Any issued equipment for the test must be recorded in the log. D-class personnel will then be ordered to pick up the phone. After disappearance of the initial test subject above standard research team will answer the phone and record any observations. Test 145-A. Date. Subject D 4153749 issued 1 GPS locator, attempting to ascertain the location described at the other end of the line. Result: GPS rendered non-functional after disappearance of D-class personnel. Only interaction with SCP-145 audio technician identifies the voice of D3749 has joined the other victims. Test 145 145-B. Date: D4751 issued 1 GPS locator device, 1 6-inch military issue combat knife. Second attempt to ascertain the location described at the other end of the line. Self-defense option provided to subject. Result: GPS rendered, I almost said UPS, GPS rendered non-functional after disappearance of D-class personnel. On following interaction with SCP-145, female voice indicates continued stress states, says, "Oh my god, he's cutting him. Oh my god, he's cutting off." Data has been expunged. Audio technician then identifies the voice of D4751 has joined the other victims. Test 145-C. D5319 issued 1 9mm semi-automatic pistol, 1 Kevlar vest. Subject compelled to pick up the phone. An attempt to determine interactivity of location, determine if any self-defense method is possible. On following interaction with SCP-145, gunshots are heard, then data expunged. Female voice resumes, stating that data has been expunged, and additional gunshots are heard. Audio technician identifies 5319 exclamations of pain after each gunshot. Test 145-D. Subject D6842 was issued 1 kilogram C4 explosive concealed in a supply kit. Explosives was attached to a remote trigger with a 30-second delay, triggered before interaction with SCP-145. Attempt to determine any possible interaction or destruction of location. Data has been expunged, resulting in Foundation personnel missing, including and all researchers associated with data has been expunged. Breaches of SCP security at site. Further testing of this nature has been suspended at this time. I don't know who thought this might be a good idea, and I know sometimes we let sympathy get the better of this, but this attempt to bring relief to SCP-145's victim just cost the Foundation a lot of money and resources. Doctor. Oh. So did he just blow up? Where were they going? I wonder where they were going. Yeah, I just assumed it was somewhere terrible, but where were they even going? My main goal is to blow up. Boom. But that's A-okay. Not the explosion part. Please don't blow up. That would be very unfortunate. And very, very hard to clean. Do you know how hard human viscera is to clean up? It's not fun. Imagine having this little murderous crow who all he wants to do is lead the tour guides and kill all the humans. in an ironic way. And all he wants to do is kill all of the humans and just be an annoyance. And we have to, politely remind him that, if the humans stop coming to the library, then I don't have a job anymore. And that means he doesn't have a job anymore. And that's why I'm the librarian. Alrighty, let's read a couple more, shall we? Also, thank you so much for, bearing with me while I eat food. I haven't eaten all day and my stomach is famished. Now, usually I'm used to not eating for millennia, but, creature comforts such as this make me very happy. Why? You're not a zombie or anything. Let's see. What can we find? Ah, yes. SCP-467. Oh no. Huh. I hate this. SCP-467. Please. Please be adults about this. Please. Item number SCP-467. Up to class safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-467 is currently located at site and is guarded by a single security personnel, changed daily. Although SCP-467 has no true anomalous lasting effects, the information it reveals can leave people with lasting effects of their own. Only because you asked nicely. Thank you. While SCP-467 is being studied or moved, all involved personnel must have no cell phones, pagers, or other communication devices on them without... Nice segue. While SCP-467 is being studied, moved, all individual personnel must have no cell phones, pagers, or other communication devices on them without clearance for testing. Description: SCP-467 appears to be an empty booth and was found and data has been expunged. The SCP Foundation discovered it due to a legend about a haunted phone that used to reside inside the booth. Although testing has revealed that the phone was of no importance, and the effects came from the booth itself. Even after the phone was removed, the booth itself remained a place of superstition before being recovered by data has been expunged. Although there is nothing extraordinary about the booth itself, so long as a human and a communication device are in the booth at the same time, its effects are easily observed. Communication devices receive a message from somebody the user knows. This call shows no preference for friends, family, or loved ones, co-workers, or even just acquaintances. Curiously enough, later examination of the phone records or even call logs revealed that this call never happened, even though it may be observed and recorded. The caller has never even picked up the phone, in the process suggesting that SCP-467 has a powerful form of telepathy. These calls divulge information that the user previously did not know, most commonly secrets and confessions. These calls range from insignificant to life-changing. See addendum. A single user may use the phone booth more than once, provided at least 24 hours have passed since their last use. It is suggested that the booth may not be used for personal reasons. Addendum. A collection of the more notable results have been collected, and thus is being formed. Test log. Class D personnel convicted of multiple violent crimes. Nature of call. Subject's mother telling him that she was disappointed with what he had done and admitted that she blamed herself for not raising them right. Subject seemed mildly disturbed for several hours, repeatedly asked to be allowed to contact family. Subject's request was turned down. Subject D-class personnel, convicted of homicide. Subject received call from victim's family, saying that they never forgot, but they were slowly learning to forgive him. Effects: mild discomfort for several hours. D-class personnel. Data has been expunged. Nature of call. Data has been expunged. Violent outbursts. Intermittent with hysterical sobbing. Subject was terminated after an attack on nearby researchers. Class D personnel. Received a call from a researcher present in the room at the moment, saying that he thought the subject's haircut looked ridiculous. Effects: mild annoyance, followed by amusement. Subject: Class D personnel. Convicted of several counts of the victim of the subject telling him that she managed to heal and grow past the crime since then, having starting a family and working with women's rights organizations. Subject was confused and admitted that he wasn't sure how to feel about that. A notable improvement in morale followed for several days. Subject: Dr. Wrights. Nature of call: unknown. Moderate depression for approximately 2 days, intermittent with doubt regarding working with the Foundation. Full recovery followed. Subject: Dr. Iceberg. Nature of call: unknown. Effects: no immediate effects. 2 days later began an argument with a researcher on Site 17, which led to a mild physical conflict. Full reprimand followed. Subject: SCP-1599. Message from subject's creator, or creators claiming they have lost its signal and don't know where it has gone, and that they are unable to recover it. Subject denied this message came from its creator, and believed the message was tricked performed by its captors. It looks like there's an ad break, so I'm going to stop reading momentarily. And yeah, just kind of hang out with you guys. Maybe shovel some food in my face. So, just a weird question for you guys. If you had a grim candle, right? What would it smell like? What do you think it would smell like? Hmm. Old book smell is a type of mold. Dewey, are you implying? Are you implying that I smell like mold? Is that what you're implying? Are you implying that? How? How could you? What? What do I smell? What? No, no. That's what you said. You said I should smell like books, and that old book smells is a type of mold. Iron maybe mixed with lavender? Would you be willing to smell that every day? I'm plucking your tail feathers. Just for that. I'm gonna pluck them. I'm gonna pluck them and I'm gonna make false eyelashes out of them. And I'm gonna give them to Crowford. Tail feathers? Those make good quills, I hear. Yes, they do. They do. Divvies are a little bit more anomalous, though. they they're a lot stronger than regular tail feathers. Being that Dewey is an anomalous crow, I feel like it would be, well, I mean, it's no object for me, but for like a regular human, it would be almost nigh impossible to pluck any of the crow's feathers, really. Incident report. Someone tried that once. Yes, I remember. It was a very violent altercation. Sometimes when someone says no, right? Especially when that someone is a bird, we have to listen. And despite people, the only people being allowed in the library, being adults, sometimes we need to be reminded that no means no, and that consent is very important, even when discussing, animal-like beings. I thought you were going to kill that person. Incident report. Near holidays such as Thanksgiving and Christmas, a notable increase of disturbing or distressing calls have been observed. Theory currently holds that this is due to the increase of family tension and urges to be nice to people at this point in time. Additionally, it was during the holiday season that the first two reported incidents occurred of occupants inside of SCP-467 receiving a call from themselves, and other reported incidents of an occupant receiving a call from a deceased or non-existent. Further investigation pending on how could personnel lie to themselves, and how SCP-467 receives calls from non-existent sources. Subject: Class D personnel. Nature of call: Subject's own voice describing their latent homosexuality. Effects. Subjects attempted to destroy SCP-467. Immediate termination followed. Oh. Well, I mean, you can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. Class D personnel. Amnestic testing subject. Nature of call. Subject's own voice explaining forgotten events prior to amnestic testing. Subject seems moderately confused, but show no other effects. Class D personnel, convicted of multiple counts of homicide. Nature of call. Victim of subject, angrily screaming for 5 minutes. Subject attempting to destroy SCP-467. Immediate termination followed. Subject, Dr. Wrights. Nature of call. Voice was described that of a young child. Dr. Wrights shut off the recording equipment after voice revealed belonged to data has been expunged. Effects. Data has been expunged. Subject, Secretarial, Staff break. Nature of call. Dr. Iceberg, redacted. Effects, redacted. Huh. Who is this Dr. Iceberg and Dr. Wrights? This seems like a reference to another SCP that I don't know of. It's time to be old and pop my back. Ooh. Also, thank you for the clip. I totally forgot to say thank you. Also, if I hadn't said it already, hi YouTube. I hope you all are doing well. I'm always pleased to have you all with me. Is that like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Well, no, whatchamacallit, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Jekyll, was, well, I don't really know. I think those two are two separate characters. But, yeah. I remember there being a researcher that was essentially in like an amulet that could, as long as somebody was wearing the amulet, could like skinwalk in their skin or whatever. But I digress. Let's read another. I know you all are greedy. Just like me. Greedy. Let's do this one. SCP-4084. Item number SCP-4084. Special Containment Procedure. All landline phones still in use are to be monitored for the appearance of SCP-4084. Disinformation campaigns have been circulated globally, declaring the anomaly a standard error caused by the user's microphone looping back into the phone's earpiece. Additionally, users of landline phones are advised to hang up calls as soon as possible after it has been made apparent that the phone could not connect to the desired number. Users of landline phones have been informed that hearing a connection tone after the pre-recorded message is a common malfunctioning error and not a point of concern. In the case, excuse me 1 second. In that case, that a user does not follow the advice of these disinformation campaigns and connects to an SCP-4084, the Foundation is to be alerted immediately, and all involved in the incident are to be administered Class B amnestics. The area in which SCP-4084 manifests is to be monitored for any further anomalous activity. Description: SCP-4084 is an anomaly manifesting primarily in landline telephones that occurs approximately 33.2% of the time when a user is making a call, attempting to connect to a number that is out of service and has been disconnected or simply does not exist. When this criteria is met, the user will hear the standard pre-recorded message set by their brand of landline telephone indicating that a connection could not be made, followed shortly by the standard indication that they have been connected to a line. This happens in spite Remember landline? Oh my good, stop. This happens in spite of the fact that the phone should be unable to connect to any line, even occurring in malfunctioning devices. A user connected to this seemingly empty line will not become aware of SCP-4084 unless they speak for a duration of times, estimated for approximately 30 seconds. For the first 30 seconds of the call, the empty line will feed back an echo of the user's own distorted voice. However, once the time limit has been reached, the feedback on the other end no longer echoes. The person speaking through the landline begins to produce unassisted vocalizations. The nature of these vocalizations consists of the person's own distorted voice breaking synchronization, taking on a pleading tone, inquiring as to its own whereabouts, and asking the user not to hang up. Even though SCP-4084-1's instances vocalize the strong desire for the user to not hang up the line, the call can be disconnected anytime with no ill effect. Okay, please see Addendum 4084-3. Addendum 4084-1. Attached is a recording of a call affected by SCP-4084, conducted by senior researcher Dr. Arthur Stradwick on December 9th. View interview log. Let's crack that open. Begin log. Dr. Stradwick dials a number that is currently out of service. The landline telephone dial-up ringtone plays for approximately 30 seconds. The pre-recorded message begins to play. We're sorry. The number you've reached has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you've reached this recording in error, please check this number and try your call again. Beep. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Is anybody there? I repeat, is anybody there? I request that you tell me who or what is on the end of this line. I repeat, is anybody there? I request you tell me who or what is at the end of this line. Once again, I repeat, is anybody there? Dr. Stradwick is cut off by an unassisted vocalization originating from SCP-4084. Is anybody there? Can you hear me? Please, don't hang up this call. Yes, I can hear you. Who are you? You? Can you tell me where I am? Can you tell me where you are? How do I get out of here? Please, don't hang up this call. I will not hang up this call. However, we don't have any information on your whereabouts. Now, would you mind telling me who are you? Are you me? Wait a moment. Are you me? I can neither confirm or deny. There is silence for approximately 10 seconds. SCP-4084-1. My name is Dr. Arthur Stanwyck, Senior Researcher at the SCP Foundation. I request you tell me who or what is on the end of this line, and that you inform me of my whereabouts and how I can get out of here. Hello, can you hear me? Dr. Stranwick, SCP-40841. I'm afraid we do not have sufficient information on your whereabouts, nor how to get you out. I ask you once more, can you tell me who or what is on the end of this line? There was a silence for an approximately 10 seconds. Dr. Stranwick, who or what is on the end of this line? Your compliance would be appreciated. Hello? Can you hear me? Please don't hang up this call. Yes, SCP-40841. I can hear you. Can you tell me where you are? Can you tell me where I am? Can you tell me who or what is on the end of this line? That is confidential information. There is silence for approximately 3 seconds. Can you hear me? I'm seeing this is getting nowhere. Terminating the interview. No, wait. Don't you dare hang up this call. Dr. Stradwick hangs up the line and concludes the interview. The information expressed by SCP-4084-1 in this interview is considered a breach of security. Addendum 40-1-2. On December 10th, the Foundation was alerted to a breach of SCP. Oh, thank you for patting Roboco, and thank you for running those thingies. The Foundation was alerted to a breach of SCP-4084's containment. Every landline telephone within the Yalobusha County Multipurpose Building, Mississippi began to ring spontaneously. When the calls were answered, SCP-4084 provided the standard pre-recorded message indicating connection could not be made. Disinformation campaigns were not successful, as employees remained connected to the line due to confusion and became aware of SCP-4084-1 after 30 seconds. The Foundation was able to intercept the event before knowledge could be spread to the public, administering Class B amnestics to all employees on site. Yalobusha County is to be monitored for any further anomalous activities. Addendum 4084-3. On December the 16th, Dr. Stradwick scheduled himself for a psychiatric evaluation, reporting that he had manifested an irrational fear of landline telephones and had been unable to sleep for a week due to being kept awake by auditory hallucinations of SCP-4084-1. On December 17th, the Foundation intercepted medical records from the Yalobusha General Hospital and Nursing Home, indicating a large number of civilians reporting psychological effects similar to those experienced by Dr. Stradwick. The administering of Class E amnestics successfully mitigated these effects, but no further anomalous activities had been reported from the Yalobusha County area. On December 23rd, a routine psychiatric checkup, Dr. Stradwick's quarters were found abandoned. Investigation reveals the presence of a tape recorder and a landline telephone. Playback of the tape revealed the following audio. SCP-4084 8-1. Can you hear me? Dr. Stradwick. Yes, I can. Are you me? I don't know. Am I you? I don't know. Please don't hang up this call. Dr. Stradwick. I won't. And log. Oh, wow. Is he gone? I hope he's not gone. I hope he's not gone, but that one was very dark. Did you enjoy it? Have you enjoyed all our little tales for the evening? I hope you have been. Let's read one more, just as like a little midnight snack. As for on Wednesday, I'm not sure what we are going to do. I think we shall play a game, because I like playing games on Wednesdays. Okay, I'm gonna try my best not to react to that, but we're going there, right? Like we're gonna go there, right? We gotta go there. Dewey just showed me. I'm gonna tell them. Dewey just showed me a capybara exhibit, and anybody who knows me knows that I adore capybaras almost as much as I love crows. They're so cute. I really want them as pets. Can we give them pet status, please? One day I want to have a pet capybara. And I want to call it something like stupid, like Nigel or something. Like, I want to call it like, it's got to have a full government name and a little suit. You'll need to convince their home country not to make it illegal. It's not illegal now. It's not illegal. Make it not illegal to own capybara. Do they need to be more of them? Make more of them so we can have more capybara in the world. What, do they need like a pool or something? What do they need so they can be good house dogs? Please let me have my oversized gerbil. Let's read this final one together. Oh boy. Bow, bow, bow. SCP-3171. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. The savannah where all known instances of SCP-3171 reside is to remain under Foundation ownership. Cameras are to be hidden within the perimeter and monitored 24/7 by security guards. 30 remote-controlled omnidirectional speakers should be placed throughout the property. Researchers who should visit instances of SCP-3171 weekly are to collect sacks of any fluid that have accumulated within the fruit-like growths at the base. Care must be taken to maintain as little physical contact as possible during this procedure, as excessive contact often leads to rudeness, irritability on the part of SCP-3171. SCP-3171 is a achlorophyllus plant from the gene Hynora. A typical instance of SCP-3171 will have stalks measuring 3 to 5 meters with 4 fruit-like growths surrounding the stalks. Lifespan ranges between 2 to 3.5 years. Each instance of 3171 is sapient, with intelligence roughly comparable to the average human. SCP-3171 has evolved the ability to rapidly perform mathematical equations. The researchers have observed multiple instances multiplying 90-digit numbers in 1 to 2 seconds. SCP-3171 communicate by opening and snapping shut the appendages of which fruit-like growths at the base of each plant are made. This produces a clicking sound, information embedded into time differences between successive clicks. SCP-3171 reproduces by releasing spores into the air. To date, the only place where these spores have taken root is 9,000 meters squared savanna on the eastern side of Zambezi Nature Preserve. Efforts by the Foundation to grow 3171 elsewhere have met with failure. There are currently 457 known instances of 3171. Different instances of 3171 are referred to by, by attaching the number between 1 and 457 to the SCP designation. Discovery. SCP-3171 was discovered when Professor Lacton White from the University of Auckland placed an MP3 player containing 20 hours of ambient sounds from a recent trip of the Zambezi Preserve on his webpage. A statistical analysis by a student on Professor White's classes detected a pseudo-random component to the pattern of audible clicks on the file. This observation was posted to a public listserv, where it came to... Oh, it looks like the ads are getting ready to start in 4 minutes. Where it was determined that pseudo-randomness in question was part of an organically produced Diffie-Hellman key exchange. Or, since all communication of SCP-3171 can be overheard by neighboring instances, SCP-3171 developed a rudimentary version of a public key cryptography to communicate privately. Oh, okay. That's kind of cool. A team of researchers was assembled by the Foundation and flown to Zambezi to study SCP-3171 in its natural habitat. Over the next 6 months, an automatic translation program for 3171 communication was developed. Dr. Wang's notes. External events such as rainfalls or sunset were cross-referenced to patterns of clicks, allowing the researcher team to build a rudimentary dictionary and decipher the underlying grammar. The meaning of more abstract words was inferred from context via observation of 3171's speech and behavior. This was accompanied by the span of months with the aid of machine learning algorithms obtained by the Foundation during the decommissioning of a AI captured when that happened. as well as software for converting English text into a series of clicks comprehensible to instances of 3171. Speakers were installed within the savannah, where SCP-3171 resides, in preparation for first contact. Interaction log. First contact occurred September 8th, 1997, when Dr. Audine Green, a Foundation employee who had just recently completed a thesis on Icelandic verse, ignored instruction from his supervisors and communicated directly with 3171. It had been previously discovered that instances of 3171 spent the majority of their time composing something akin to poetry. This discovery led to the addition of several team members with literary backgrounds, Dr. Green among them. The poetry composed by 3171 consists of persistent repetition of small numbers of words in apparently nonsensical order. When a bout of food poisoning left Dr. Green alone in the observant post, he used the opportunity to inject himself into conversations between SCP-3171 and broadcast a poem as his own creation. See disciplinary log 4123-002 for details. SCP, so we're just going to call it 234. Moon, sun, moon. Moon, sun, moon. Moon, moon, darkness. There is a pause lasting approximately 3 seconds, followed by applause. Dr. Wang's note, instances of 3171 often let their stems rustle freely in the wind to indicate approbation. This is rendered as applause, the closest human equivalent in the transcript. SCP for SCP-3171 446. Sun, sun, moon, moon, sun, sun. Moon, darkness, moon. Another pause lasting about 3 seconds, followed by lighter applause. Dr. Green. Sun, moon, moon. Sun, moon, moon. Darkness, darkness, moon. There is a pause lasting approximately 15 seconds. SCP-3171-053. That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. After learning of Green's unauthorized communication, Dr. Wang, head of linguistics team stationed at Zambezi, made a more formal attempt at an interspecies greeting. Dr. Wang, we are animals. We speak your language. But we are not like the animals that roam your grounds. Like you, we have evolved intelligence, understanding, self-awareness. We wish to talk, exchange ideas, interact. There's approximately a minute of private communications between instances of 3171. SCP-3171. Let's just go by their because these are all plants of the same creature. We're gonna go by their second number. So this is 128. Cloud, earth, wind, sun, blue, and red. Dr. Wang, I don't understand. Can you explain? Oh, I'm getting ready to talk into an ad break. Ugh. My moderators must be asleep at the wheel again. Good. It gives me time to regain myself. I hope you all are enjoying stream today, and I hope you will continue to be good to each other. The world appears to be a little bit darker, but I'm glad to have you in it. Be good to one another, as always, because I know my readers are. As you know, I've been reading The Good Son from off of a recommendation I had on a TikTok recommendation. It was a TikTok recommendation, and it's been pretty good. I like it so far. If you like unreliable narrators who are bad people, then I would definitely suggest that. It does get it is a little graphic, but, well, graphic in the way that it has to be. It's been a very fun read so far, or rather, fun listening experience, because I'm listening to it. I suggest it. So, make sure to give it a try. Oh, Ah. It's okay. I forgot to. It's fine. But if you ever wanted to dodge the ad break, consider becoming a ghoul, ghast, or ghost, or just simply watching the YouTube stream. Personally, and I know we don't like to talk about it, I actually have YouTube Premium because I like to watch a lot of Dead by Daylight videos on it. Welcome back, everybody. Let's continue. 003. Violet sunset, peaceful sky, heat line. 232. 17, 23, 37, 4. I don't understand. An additional mute. An additional minute is spent by instances of 3171 in private conversation. 214. Animal. Say something valuable. 003. Animal, tell us a poem. After a silence of approximately 15 seconds, Dr. Wang broadcasts the first stanza of Elizabeth Barrett Browning's poem, Patience Taught by Nature. Dr. Wang. Oh, dreary life, we cry. Oh, dreary life. And still the generation of birds sing through our sighing, the flocks and the herds. Serenely we live while we are kept, keeping strife, with heaven's purpose in us, a knife, against which we struggle. Dr. Wang's recitation followed by an approximately 90 seconds of silence. 34, 1. Strange, Dr. Wang. Would you like to hear more? 31. 34, 1, no. 24, 1, no. For a period of roughly 2 years after the conversation with Dr. Wang, attempts by the Foundation to communicate with 3171 were met with silence. Foundation interest in 3171 increased dramatically after discovering that the fluid sacs occasionally secreted within the fruit-like growths of 3171 can be used in the production of amnestics. The anatomical purposes of these secretions is unknown. The numerous messaging proposing mutually beneficial trades terms between 3171 were without response. Since the Foundation's botanical experts were uncertain whether they could compel 3171 to produce the desired fluid extract by force, coercive approaches were temporarily ruled out. Instead, a team of internationally acclaimed poets were employed to produce works inspired by the translations of 3171's utterances. It believed that 3171 did not consider communication with humanity worthwhile, and that the production of poems considered meaningfully by 3171 would change that. However, poetry produced by this team failed to elicit any response from 3171. Parallel attempts to produce poem using machine learning protocols did not fare any better. Foundation's attempts met with their first success at 3:30 a.m. at November 12th, 1999, when Mr. Cullen Williams, a junior researcher assigned to the botanical team, attempted to communicate with 3171 in a state of inebriation. Oh boy. See disciplinary log 4367 234 for details. Oh boy. Here is a transcript of Mr. Williams' conversation. Oh boy. Is this thing on? Mr. Williams is heard fumbling with the dials for the next 2 minutes. Yo, SCPs! How's it hanging, my dogs? Dr. Wang's notes. It is unclear whether the convoluted neural network performing the translation awkwardly rendered the colloquial nature of Mr. Williams' remarks. Well, here I am, house sitting a fucking plant. Not that I thought I'd be doing this at any point in my life. Alice is gonna be so pissed when she finds out I'm broadcasting. Serves her right. Woman. Sure know how to pick 'em. Thanksgiving's not that far. Can't wait to go home and leave all this bullshit for a while. I miss Little Frosty's ice cream place across the street from where I grew up. Do you shrubs even know what ice cream is? Probably not. Fruitsies! Mr. Williams giggles briefly. Ah, good times. The gunk here they call ice cream is some kind of wet slop. Frosty gives you a bowl. Chocolate, vanilla, caramel espresso. I always get the biggest size to share with Mom. Dr. Williams' soliloquy is interrupted by the rhythmic clicking coming from 350 instances of 3171, and there's a footnote here. Sorry, I got distracted by the footnote. Dr. Wang's note. Rhythmic clicking is often used by 3171 to indicate jeering and disprobation. 213 says disgusting. 403 says unconscious animal. 102 says whore. 067 has a translation error. Dr. Wang's note here says, here SCP-3171-067 used a string of utterances that have not been previously used in public interactions among SCP-3171. Upon learning this exchange the following morning, site leaders, Dr. Wang and Mr. Jackson, head of the Botany Division, were surprised to see approximately 100 attempts at private communication from SCP-3171 were logged during the previous night. Mr. Jackson had conducted the ensuing investigation that revealed that although instances of SCP-3171 share liquid network via share liquid via networks of interlacing root structures in the unlikely event that one of its own spores roots too close by. An instance of SCP-3171 will refuse to share liquids with it. Exceptions to the previous item occur exceedingly rarely and only in instances located on the far edge of the savanna, disconnected from the main component of the root structure. It is conjectured that the act of sharing sustenance with family members has the nature of a sexual taboo among SCP-3171. While all instances of 3171 express disgust at the notion publicly, when Mr. Williams mentioned sharing a bowl of ice cream with his mother, in private, many of them will request to hear detailed accounts of such incestuous encounters by Foundation personnel. Oh! They're freaky! They're freaky little plants! They're freaky! Welcome in! They're freaky little frogs. Head rubs, of course. Which microphone am I using? Oh, not the brick! Oh, here you are. There you are. Is that a brick? I'm gonna duck. Anyway. Building on these insights, Mr. Jackson developed a protocol for one-on-one interactions with instances of SCP-3171. So here's the transcript of that. So, SCP-213. Have you committed incest recently? Maybe. Tell me. 2 sacks. Yes, tell me. Change my mind. 4 sacks. No. Unconscious animal. There was a pause of 30 seconds. All right, 4. Tell me. I had dinner with my sister last week. Ooh. We shared a milkshake, taking turns sipping from the same straw. You mud-stained whore! I bet you always exchange fluids at the first rainfall. Indeed, that's me. Whenever it rains, I make my way around the neighborhood, exchanging fluid, foremost on my mind. In any case, the milkshake was delicious. Me and my sister greatly enjoyed sharing it. Ah! Imagery of SCP-3171-2313 shows it releasing spores coincident with its final utterance. 4 sacks of fluid were collected by Mr. Jackson the following day. Oh. Well, I mean, as long as I'm getting bricked on, as opposed to not getting the other one, I guess that's for something else. No sharing milkshake before marriage. I'm gonna come over there and I'm gonna sip your milkshake. As of January 1st, 2015, the Foundation employs 87 personnel to interact with SCP-3171 according to Mr. Jackson's protocol, generating approximately 400 kilograms of SCP-3171 secretions per annum. Petition, Dr. Wang's petition. To Overseer Council, our approach towards 3171 is patently unethical. The services we render in exchange for fluid sacs are an affront to human as well as plant dignity. The Foundation resources should be reallocated in research such as a value system and poetry. Of SCP-3171, Dr. Wang. Alice. Out of all the morally questionable stuff we do out there, this one isn't even on the top 100. Keep me up at night. Denied. 05. Alright. Well. Oh, are you... Hello? Who? Are you dirty little plants that require liquids to share? Did you split a sundae with a family member recently? Who knows? There might be some dirty little plants listening. Filthy little plant sluts. Let me stop. I don't think you guys... Calming down. I don't think you guys need to know that about me yet. Anyway, let's go on. Let's read one more. Don't clip that! Stop! Don't clip that! It's okay. Clipped in shit! Oh, man. Anyway. Let's read one more, and we'll call it a night. So I can let you dirty little plants get some sleep. Not the... But then who was phone? I think we got that one already. I think we're missing one more. I think we did that one. Ah, here we are. SCP 3421. Containment Class Euclid. Due to their tendency to integrate with local infrastructure and the expertise, has she done SCP-4885? I don't believe I have. I don't think I did, so we'll see. If you'd like, you could stop by the Discord and throw it in the please read this gram folder. Due to their tendency to integrate with the thank you. Due to the tendency to integrate with the local infrastructure and the expertise required to uproot them, instances of 3421 are to be recovered by MTF Theta. 41 leaves droppers. These instances are to be stored separately in purposely built Faraday cages in the Anomalous Technologically Wing at Site 66. Cages are to receive bi-weekly maintenance. Necessary repairs are to be conducted in 24 hours. Newly discovered instances of 3121-1 are to be removed from soil upon discovery and kept in Faraday bags until brought to storage Site 66. Instances are to be stored separately in radio-shielded lockers away from sunlight. SCP-3421 is a species of anomalous organic cellular towers. Towers closely resembling non-anomalous towers camouflaged to resemble trees. Due to aesthetic concerns and public scrutiny, new municipal projects involving the establishment of cellular towers, often for them to be camouflaged by or stylized to better blend in with its surroundings. Instances will integrate with the surrounding infrastructure and operate as cellular towers within local network specifications. Branches of SCP-3121 have voltaic properties, which enable it to continue operations during the daylight hours in the event that power is disconnected. SCP-3121 produces novel transmissions as well as acting as standard cellular relays. It is unknown whether 3121 instances use these transmissions to communicate, or the transmissions are merely a byproduct of the object's primary anomalous effect. SCP-3121-1 is a designation for the mobile telephones that have received the anomalous transmission from SCP-3121 in the presence of soil and nearby favorable power line conditions. The instances of SCP-3121-1 can mature into full instances of 3121 as little as 72 hours. Discovery: a wireless concealment company developed the first camouflage cell phone towers in 1992. The first instances of SCP-3121 were discovered in April 5, 1992 in Tucson, Arizona, after city officials started receiving complaints about improperly zoned cell phone tower constructions. Foundation personnel embedded in the planning department of the city investigated the lead. Initially, MTF MU4 debuggers was dispatched to contain the anomaly, but deferred the operation to MTF Theta 4 gardeners after it determined it to be organic. After a review of the city, other instances were found and contained. MTF Theta 4 was formed afterwards for ongoing containment operations. The number of extant contained instances of SCP-3421 is unknown. I have to use Discord VPN to ask this. Yeah, that too. Addendum 3421-A. On March 5th, 2016, an instance of 3421 was discovered in United States. A field study on the reproductive mechanisms of the anomaly was authorized, and MTF Theta-141 was dispatched to the location with instructions to collect data before moving the instance to containment. Signals being relayed through the instance were intercepted and recorded for close study. A transcription of notable logs are attached. Callers have been identified as Jane Athorn, a florist, and Leigh Browning, a patient at hospital. Hey, are you doing okay? Well, I'm still kicking. If you let me walk around on the floor today. It sucks because I get really exhausted after going down the hall. Yeah? The doctors tell me to keep it up though. Should be back to my old stuff in no time. I'm sorry I'm not as much as I would like to be. At least I can still call you. You can always call me. When do you think you can visit, Nick? I can't wait to see you again. End log. Hey, Lay, what's up? Is everything okay? Around today? What? Around? What? I'm sorry, love. I have work all morning, all day too. I thought I told you. Time doctors? What do you mean? Do you mean Doctor Who? Are you feeling okay? Sucks. Are you okay? Are you feeling alright? You sound really choppy. Call you, still walking around, still kicking. What? Late? Love you, but it's really late. I think the phone connection is bad right now. Get some rest. It sounds like you need it. Call you. Begin call. I just got on my lunch break. I'm still really sorry I can't be there today. How are you feeling? That's alright. I know you work Saturdays. I really dig the pain meds they have me on. Well, they're sort of making you loopy. What kind of loopy? In what way? Well, you called me yesterday in the middle of the night? You were making no sense. You mentioned Doctor Who or something? Oh, weird. I hate that show. Yeah, you said that. I don't remember calling you, though. What exactly meds do they have you? What kind of meds do they have you on? I'm not so sure. That's so weird. How could I have called you and not remembered it? Loopy is still better than pain, right? I suppose. Maybe I should write down some of the things you said when you were all crazy. Maybe. It might be good for a good laugh when I finally get out of here. You don't think I'm actually crazy, right? Never. Begin call. I promise I'll visit soon. I miss you. I miss being outside. Remember when we used to go to Redacted Park? The park! We had our first date there. Remember when we carved our names into the tree? I remember it's actually super unhealthy for trees. Laughter can be heard from both voices. Yeah. Jane and Lay forever. Gosh, how long was that? Feels like forever. I feel like I've been in this room forever. At least I have that beautiful plant you brought me. It's an orchid, right? Orchid, right. The last test results were good though, right? They said you're gonna get out soon, right? They said the last test results were hopeful, but the imaging hasn't gotten back to us yet. Morning, Lay. You're up early. What's up? Hopeful outside? What are you talking about, love? Gosh. How long so long? What? I didn't catch that last part. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy forever. I don't think you're crazy. In this room. Dig tree. Dig tree imaging. Hey. I'll call you later, okay? I need to get ready for work. Loopy. Tree. Dig. Imaging. Call you then. Hey! How are you doing today? How do you feel? I'm sorry we couldn't talk this morning. That's okay. I slept until noon. Are you sure you didn't call me? Pretty sure. I could have sworn your voice sounded all weird, inflected, and choppy. I couldn't make out what you were saying. My phone was off. Weird. I haven't been sleeping well. Maybe I dreamt it. Hey, so, listen. So Imogen got back to us. Good news, I hope. They say it might be too deep to operate. Oh, what does that mean? I don't know. My surgeons say they're gonna try the only thing left. They mentioned it was a risky procedure. What do you mean risky? Never mind. I think it'll work. Lay, I can trust you. Can you promise me you'll fight either way? I promise. Can I ask you to do something for me? Yeah, of course. I'd like you to visit me again. Will they let me? I have to ask a nurse, but they should let me see you. I definitely want to come and see you. If you do, can you please bring me a treat? Of course! From where? Where from? Oh, from anywhere. Surprise me. Oh, hey! I'm down the street. I'll be up in a bit. Remember treat? Yes, I have a treat for you. Outside part imaging? Say again? The connection's acting up again. Dig, treat, nurse plant. I'm downstairs now. I'll be up in a minute. Just hang tight. Surprise! Ding tree. Ding, ding. Okay, love. Hey, you. I just got home from work. Hey. So, tomorrow's the big day, huh? Yep. Listen. I'm gonna keep fighting on while I still can. But when I don't go, then don't have them bury me. Like, stop. I want to be cremated. Late? Please don't talk like that. No, I need to get real. What if I don't make it? How can you say that? How can you say you'll fight and then turn around and make funeral plans? I'm sorry. I should stay positive, right? There's a pause. I hate that we're talking over the phone. They won't let me have any visitors before the operation. Lay, I'm sorry. No, I am. No, I'm really sorry for stressing you out the day before. You're not stressing me out, Jane. I love hearing your voice. I love you. I love you. I have to go now. Get some rest. Hello? Jane, it's Lay. What? No. Who is this really? No, beautiful, it's really me. This isn't funny. You can't do this to me. No, I'm real. I'm hanging up now. Hello? Hello, Jane? Stop calling me. Who is this? Jane, please. How can you be real? Her funeral was Sunday. Prove to me that you're really her. I was there when she was buried. Still kicking. How? How can you be her? What was the treat I brought you in the hospital? I don't remember. You're a real piece of work. You know that. I don't believe. Cremated. What? What did you say? I want to be cremated. Please, stop calling me. What do you want from me? Please. Promise, it's me. Remember the park? What? Jane and Lay forever? God, Lay, I miss you so much. I miss you. I want to see you again. How? Can I ask you to do something for me? What do you need? I miss you so much. Remember the park? Of course I do. Please. Can I ask you to do something for me? Anything. Please bury your phone. What? Bury your phone in the park. Plant your phone in the park. What are you talking about? I could come back to my old self if you please do something for me. How does it work? It's the only way. No. Explain that to me, Lay. I'm confused. Please. Can I ask you to do something for me? dig deep down and bury your phone. Dig, plant. In the park? Where in the park? Anywhere outside in the park. Please do dig. I'll do it. I can't wait to see you again. There's a pause. I love you. Closing statements. An instance of 3421-1 was recovered and buried in park. May 23rd, 2016. Tests concerning the properties and capabilities of 3221-1 are pending further approval. The previous owner of the instance was located on May 24th, 2016, and Class B amnestics were administered. How heartbreaking was that? Hopefully I caught that just before the ads ended. Rather started. Oh my goodness! Oh, how scary! This one was so sad. Were you saddened by this one? Does it make you want to dig your cell phone deep into the ground? You filthy little plants. Let's talk a little before I have to go scoodle away. Whew. There's a lot of fun things I have planned for you guys. I hope you guys like tea. Hopefully that is a premonition for good things to happen. I think the merchandise, regardless of whether or not we hit certain Loveathon goals, I will put out merchandising for you. Regardless, because I think you guys deserve to have a little bit of grin in your households. I think that will be fun. Let's see. What else? I'm not sure what our next ASMR will be about. I do have a few planned, so I have a couple of them planned, but I would love to hear what you wanted the next ASMR to be. That's right, I'm taking your suggestions. So make sure to come and join us in our 18+ Discord, and yeah, you'll be able to directly give me suggestions for that. With that being said, let us find another anomalous creator to send our love to tonight. If I could find my Twitch settings, silly me. Not Reddit Twitch. Hoo. Let's go. Let us see who we can share our little love with. We are not watching All Quiet on the Western Front. Looks like Tira is running two elves are running a grocery store together, and it looks very interesting. Let's go ahead and send it over to her. Get ready to raid, everybody. Let's go. And of course, good night, everyone. And good night, YouTube.